For a moment, I stopped time. I said a prayer and immediately your love shined. On the very center of my soul, I stopped time. My unspoken request heard. The request moved until the shore I can see your face once more. I can feel your presence. And all I can utter is the words, I miss you. Tears fill up on my pillow, my vision upon your willow, the sand upon us, but only one footprint. You carried me over and over. I stopped time. Your intervention divine, spiritually inclined, the gift and the bloodline. The signs only the anointing can foresee. Our jubilee once again. I stopped time just for him. I couldn't hold you, but I surely enjoyed you just as too. And unspoken requests spiritually blessed my stimulus and pale rejuvenated. But it's better belated than never stated. So here goes. I love you.
Let me hide my notes. Welcome to Eazystar Variety Society, and today I have the pleasure of interviewing Dap D AngelicPoetess. I do have my list of questions here. Just made them up. And, all right, I noticed you're from Washington, D.C.
Correct.
All right, did you start doing poetry in Washington, D.C.?
Yes, I started as a teenager.
Can you tell us how you started out?
Well, I started out writing as a scapegoat. Didn't have too many people to talk to at that time. Growing up, I had lost my mother. So I just needed something to do to release some pain. So I started writing in my journal. It was just like a little diary for me at first. And it kind of evolved into some romantic words. I started liking the tone of it, and I started playing around, doing a little research in poetry, and I started doing it.
You started doing research on poetry.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's interesting. What did you? It probably came. You probably discovered a lot. You know, too much to say in one interview, probably. But what are some major points that you picked out, or you discovered for yourself, as far as researching the poetry?
Researching poetry, I found out it's just not a whole blab or paragraph of words. You know, there's uniqueness to it. It's not all rhythm. There's certain categories to poetry. You have the spoken word, and you always have the prose. Prose is like, poetry and prose is basically just spitting out words in a format that goes straight down. There's no rhyme, and it's kind of like more metaphor.
This is prose?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you educated me. I always wondered, was there any difference at all, in fact, in spoken word and poetry? You actually threw the prose in there, so we know prose. What's the difference between prose and poetry?
Now, see, poetry is more of, I wouldn't say rhyme. You got a little bit more rhyme in that.
Okay.
You know, it's digging into a certain story. The format is usually every other line is going to rhyme.
Okay.
More
rhyme based.
More rhyme based than anything.
And prose is more word thought based, it appears, with the. All right.
And stuff.
Now, what is spoken word and the difference between those three?
Now, spoken word, I'm in love with that right now. That's what I'm dealing with, more spoken word than poetry at this time. Spoken words that basically writing to spit. So it's
writing to spit, meaning you're actually scripting, almost like scripting a live performance?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. And that's the difference between spoken word. Thank you. Thank her. She just educated myself, and I'm sure a lot of you guys out there. The things I was noticing was things you're producing was the original Poetry After Dark and the Authentic Ink.
Correct.
Which came first?
Poetry After Dark came first.
Can you, okay. Why and how was that established?
Okay. In writing my poetry, like I said, doing my research, I wanted to go further. I wanted to get my name out there. I wanted people to read my work.
Okay.
I started out on Black Planet, and I formatted a group, a forum on Black Planet titled Black Women Poetry. And I had about 4,000 people in there posting poems. Yeah,
wow.
Really good people, stuff that need to be heard, you know, and I'm looking at these people and nobody wants to go any further than posting.
Okay.
Everybody wants to post on the forum. I'm like, you know, this work needs to be heard. So I was thinking to establish a format for the poets to be able to speak their poetry as well as write it.
Okay.
So other people can hear it. And I was just messing around on Google, and I put in radio, and I came across Blog Talk Radio 3 years ago today.
Today?
3 years ago.
Oh, we called it right on time. Yeah, okay.
And I did a lot of research on Blog Talk before I just jumped out there. I just wanted to see what it was, what can I do, and how can I get these poets that's posting in these forums out there so they can, you know, show their work off.
So basically, one step further than writing, let them inflect their voice and put the spirit behind it. Okay.
Also, big time network.
And big time network.
Yes.
Oh, you know what I noticed? Okay. You first get on there I went to the Blog Talk site. Let me say that first. All right. And then I first noticed open mind, free mind. You know, open your mind up and stuff like that. Poetry after dark, y'all. Is after dark.
After dark.
Okay. So, all right. I heard a wide range. I prepared myself like you're probably gonna hear some nasty stuff. That's what I thought I was gonna hear, y'all. Some nasty stuff.
That's
Some
a pretty word.
My fault. Exotic. I was gonna hear some exotic prose, and so I braced my mind for it. But in fact, I heard a wide range of free expression. So I just want to ask, as an artist and as a facilitator, what are the benefits of freely expressing? How does that help the one that's freely expressing?
It's a therapeutic thing. You're able to release things. You never know. People go through things all the time, and being able to write it down is one thing, but actually getting it off your chest. And some poets' words, it's like getting weight off their chest, you know, just being able to escape from it.
So it's an escape, and it seems to be a healing as well. I agree, and I also like it because it's a terrible thing when censorship becomes dominant. And, you know, it's always good to have a place where you can speak your mind. Yes. I just wanted to throw that out there, and thanks for providing that. All right. Now, this is a question that might be best for your husband, because, I mean, if you want to state your name.
Taiwan Parham.
All right. And my question is to you, how is your husband able to accept all the eroticness and sexiness on the show? Because my wife would not have it. So I'm asking you, I guess, how are you able to accept it in a way and maintain your peace? Because you look cool as heck. You know what I'm saying? You seem at peace with everything.
Well, I mean, coming from a godly point of view about the situation, love prevails all, you know. And once you have that, and God walking with you, you know, you ain't got to worry about nothing else, you know. It's all about, you know, having a communication in a relationship, and as far as, you know, let God deal with it. You know what I mean? Because she's trying to do her thing, you know, I respect that. And that's all I can do. It me being her husband, I have to be supportive of that. So I don't let that get to me.
You all right. Seems to me the best way, I'm gonna try to paraphrase it to see we're on the same page. You make sure your relationship is right with God. So anything lesser than that is going to deflect right off you. It just deflects right off you. In the free speech, there's always some debate. You know, when is the point where too much open-minded, too much free speech, it's too much? Is there a point to you? Is there a point, first of all, where there's like a breaking point where too open-minded? If so, what is that point?
It is a certain point where you went too far. When calling in to Poetry After Dark, we want to let everyone feel comfortable and do their thing. However, we do not allow people to come onto our show and disrespect another poet. That's just like zero tolerance right there for us. Okay. That is the deal breaker. If you come in disrespecting the host, any of my poets that's calling in, then you're getting cut off. And it is certain shows that you might hear somebody hanging up on someone for disrespecting.
Really?
Because some people are immature.
You seem cool as a cat on the show. You seem cool as a cat. I couldn't even. Somebody must really get to a point. They must have really got to a point.
Yes.
All right. We're gonna sway on over to AuthenticINK, because that's actually how I was exposed to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling, going through my Facebook, doing my thing. Like, regularly, I'll see Dap D AngelicPoetess dropping something in, you know, on the page. So I'm like, first of all, I'm like, she must really be driven, you know what I'm saying, to write that much poetry. If you're not driven, you don't write that much poetry. You know what I'm saying? Even
you're not gonna take it that far.
Right. I mean, it didn't even have to be marketing as far as business-wise. Even if you take that healing aspect of it seriously, there, you know, when you're driven, you'll write a lot of poetry. You know what I mean? So,
True.
What I want to ask is, how and why was AuthenticINK established?
Well, AuthenticINK was actually a collaboration that was attached to Poetry After Dark fan page.
Okay.
People were asking me to do collaborations with them, so I just wanted to give them another format to post collaborations, you know, with the other poets. So I noticed that it was kind of hidden under my fan page, and it wasn't getting enough attention. So much good work in there, so I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and establish a group on Facebook just for AuthenticINK. And I'm not going to just label it for collaborations. I'm going to put the collaborations in there, and I'm also allowed to post them.
Got you. So it seemed, all right, what was the difference between now you have AuthenticINK, before when you first started, before you got After Dark, the original After Dark series, you're also allowing our artists to post in a forum as well, right?
Correct.
On blackplanet.com.
Right.
What's the difference between AuthenticINK and the posting for blackplanet.com? What's the progress or whatever?
Okay, it's a big progress, because a lot of people right now at this stage is not really accessing blackplanet.com.
Okay.
But Black Planet primarily was for my women.
Okay.
It was for us.
Okay.
It was Black women poetry, and AuthenticINK is for everyone. You know, that's, you know, attached to poetry, trying to do it, trying to network, trying to have another avenue to promote their work.
So the gender aspect is about the biggest difference? All right. Have there been any benefits that have developed from AuthenticINK? Because when I was looking at it, I'm like, this is one heck of a networking. You used that word before. Networking. I can just see all type of networking popping off from here. That's what I saw. Has any benefits developed from your perspective?
Yeah. Poets are meeting one another. You know, they're making contacts with each other. They're reading each other's work, and they making moves. I've seen some poets go to other states just to you know, show up in their state and spit. So it's definitely a good networking avenue for people who don't have the means to go out there and do what it needs to do for them.
All right, thank you. Let's see. At this point, I just want to ask, is there any promotion or marketing you want to do where we can catch you perform or anything like that?
Right now, I'm still digging into Poetry After Dark. We're getting together our anniversary show. Okay. For the 3 years. Right now, be looking for a CD. That's what I'm currently working on. Hopefully I'll have that CD out in September, but as far as any live performances, you have to be listening to Poetry After Dark to find out, but it is something that's coming.
All right, so at that point, Poetry After Dark, what's that website? And I'll post it right underneath you.
Okay,
right there.
okay. It's www.blogtalkradio.com/DPoetess. So it's just D Poetess altogether.
All right, and is a website or a link for AuthenticINK?
Oh, you know that. It's on Facebook. All you got to do is go under the groups.
Okay.
Facebook, put in AuthenticINK, and it'll come right back.
So you can just type in, you can go on Facebook, go into the search bar and type in AuthenticINK.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, so if that's all the promotion, we're going to get ready and listen to some poetry. We're going to pick a new site out, and thanks.
Thank you.
Just say that.
The AngelicPoetess.